Hello everyone, it's Shane Kanto, your Wasteland reviewer, and I'm here to review the new horror mystery thriller, The Man in My Basement. This is from writer-director Nadia Latif, and this is based off of the book by Walter Mosley. And this stars Corey Hawkins, who plays Charles Blakey, an African-American man living in Sag Harbor, is stuck in a rut, out of luck, and about to lose his ancestral home when a peculiar white businessman with a European accent offers to rent his basement for the summer. And this film certainly is just shrouded in mystery and intrigue and just the basic concept of like some random white dude shows up to a black man's house like, hey, I want to rent your basement and I'm going to pay you $1,000 a day for 65 days to be in your basement. And what he winds up bringing with him makes it even weirder, and you're just like, where's this film going to go? And that's, I think, what's so compelling about this idea, and I can see why this book grabbed attention, and Latif wants to tell this story. And you have, right off the bat, this opening sequence of Charles and a couple of his friends goes real bad real quick, a lot of anger, because you have Charles, who's a character who has been disgraced in his town, has no family, and is kind of floating aimlessly about to lose his home. And there's so many challenges, there's so much pent-up aggression and frustration, and Corey Hawkins gives a great performance channeling all of that, holding all of that in, and lashing out at times, and that's really effective. And then you have somebody like Willem Dafoe, who plays this Aniston Bennett, this man who just shows up and wants to be in his basement. And as the film peels back layers on what this mystery is, it gets, in many ways, more compelling and interesting and pulling you in. But I feel like this film is trying to tackle too many things, too many ideas, too many threads. And it definitely has the signs of like a directorial debut of somebody who has a lot of potential and ideas. And certainly, Latif builds up great suspense and tension. There's isolated sequences that are really unnerving. There's some unnerving visuals. There's one particular moment of some fingers coming up to like from down below onto the top steps of the upstairs, and it was just really creepy. And this whole entire dynamic between Charles and Bennett and what's really going on here, there's so many thematic elements of legacy and how people bastardize their legacy and their ancestry and guilt and penance and all of these things. And I think the film wrangles quite a few of them in interesting ways, but also it's trying to tackle too many of them with too many elements and too many threads. And overall, because this film's like an hour and 55 minutes, and I think it's a bit too overstuffed, and you're trying to like incorporate this romance as well. You have this woman, Anna Diop's character, who comes into Charles's life. There's this romantic element. There's also this element, and she finds these masks in his home, and she's like, these are really special. And she's like an agent of calling him out on like trying to make money off his ancestry and stuff like that. There's just a lot going on here, and by the time the film ends, I think it sends Charles on an interesting journey of self-realization and finding himself. But I don't know how satisfying it is for all these different kinds of elements that it tries to incorporate. It's still an engaging, entertaining, and thrilling ride with something to say. It's imperfect. It has a decent amount of flaws, but there's a lot of potential here, and it really opens the door to really being intriguing enough to see what Latif has to do in the future. But this one is a rock-solid, interesting directorial debut. But those are my thoughts on The Man in My Basement. Let me know what you think, and let's talk some movies. But thank you, as always, for tuning in and supporting your Wasteland reviewer.